Hi there, this is Kathy Crow Barely here, and as you can tell, I am sick, so that's part of my excuse. I have many. I'll tell you all of them as we go. Today I am going to do Around the Bend. Oops, I just lost one of the dies out of this set. This has a lot of really cute things in it. This is going to be in the new catalog that's coming out in January. January 5 is when you're going to be able to get that. And I hope you take advantage of it because this is going to be one of those that you're really going to like for a very long time. And I was really pleased with it when I got it. So I'm eager to share it with you. Today's project is going to be interesting because I had zero time really to prepare for it. So I am going to just show you the dies and the stamps. And then we'll see what we can do. Okay. So anyhow, I hope you're having a Merry Christmas season. It is Christmas time. Lots and lots to do. So I'm just very grateful for anyone who will join me. Thank you so much. This is a time of the year when everyone has a whole lot of things to do. So the fact that anyone is here with me is just a real privilege. I do appreciate it. Now, one of the other things that I want to show you today is, I'm trying to see how far over my my placement is here. I need to get my board into place. It's hard for me to see because I'm having to look right up here at this camera, and it's hard for me to see what's going on. I see you can see my phone over there. So let's go over here a little more, and maybe that will. There we go. There's the stamp set. That's what I'm trying to get to. Okay, very good. And I'm trying to get it so that it's more centered. It's always kind of tilted at an angle, which might be good, might be bad, I don't know. But anyhow, this is called Metal Plate. And I love this one. Let's just do this one right now because I want you to see how great this one turns out. This is actually not a 3D die, or not die, embossing folder. It's not. I'm quite surprised because it's such a good one. It turns out pretty deep, and I'm really liking it. Now, when you join us in January for $100 and I believe it's $25. I have different prices all over the place. I think because I never really know what's going on, and I'm always having to get things out so quickly that I don't always have time to see what the cost of things actually is. And I just posted, and then I realized later that I was wrong. It was a different price. Believe me, it doesn't really matter because you are not going to get charged. Just because I don't know how much something is, you are not going to be charged more. And my advertising policy is, I am sorry, I can change things at the last minute because I'm so unlikely to know how much things cost. So I'm just cutting some smoky slate into 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch pieces, and I'm putting in, this is our special, this is the platform that comes with the big mini, the big cutting and embossing machine. This is not the mini. Now, if you buy the starter kit, and believe me, if you buy the starter kit, that does not mean you have to self-Stampin' Up! And it doesn't mean that I am going to bug you to do that. All it means is you're getting a really good deal on some great products. And I think you're going to want to stay because it's such a great deal. You get great things. You get free things. It's fun to be on our team. I'm going to just put this in here. And right at the top, at the bottom of all of our embossing folders is a line. I think not all embossing folders come with that line. And this one I don't really care about, but some of them you have to be really sure that it's going to emboss right. You want it to be straight in there, then you would want to make sure you have your line right on there. And I didn't actually, even after all that fussing, I see it's still off just a little bit. But, for me, it's not gonna really matter too much because I will be trimming this size piece down. I'm just putting it straight on. And then this blue plate is a special plate that you do need to buy in addition that will let you run through embossing folders because the cutting machine comes with everything you need to cut with. And you do have everything you need to emboss with, but you are going to need shims, like paper folded up for shims, if you are just using what comes with the machine. All right, so let's open it up and see what you get. I love this. It is so cool. So this is called metal plate, and it really looks just like the metal plates down on the sidewalk that you're going to walk on, and it keeps it from slipping. Great for masculine cards, and we've got some really nice new masculine idea stamp sets and dies coming out, so you're going to want that. Now this Around the Bend is one that will really go well with any of those. I think I haven't used this one yet. You Are a Blessing, and it's curved. Any stamp sets that come out where the sentiment is curved, I always buy it because there aren't that many. Most of them come out just straight on. So if it comes out with sentiments that are perpendicular, I don't know if that's the right, perpendicular to this horizontal anyway, I buy those. They're very infrequent. And when there's any curved ones, I buy those. This one I might not have bought just for that one, but of course the dies are fabulous. So let's start out with this die. Let's see what that one looks like. And I'm going to use this smoky slate because I think it's going to be a really nice thing to see. Now, can you tell my voice is super froggy? I have got a cold. I slept pretty good last night, but since we are having family coming in, I am trying really hard to get over it quick. So I'm taking lots of my vitamin C. I'm taking care of myself. I slept in this morning later than I probably normally would have, and really trying to get over it in 4 days, because that's when they will be arriving, in 4 days. So pray that there's no snow. My daughter wants snow really bad. I don't want any snow when you're coming in, but that is when it's scheduled to start. There's going to be a big snowstorm. I'm going to leave us a whole bunch. Now this one I can see is going to cut out a lot of circles and this stitched edge, but it is going to, leave this part off. So I'm going to put this right up at the top, and then I'll be able to use all of this down here that I might want. I probably won't want it, but just in case I do, let's go ahead and cut that. This is, again, those Around the Bend. You're going to love that. And then also, I showed you, just a second. So I'm doing it 2 times just to be sure. It's a lot of little tiny circles. This Happy Labels. This is a very cute set. Yay, I've used that a ton already. I just want to hug you. There's no one like you. I've used that one a bunch too. I've used this one, You're Going to Be Amazing Parents. Actually, there's just not one I don't like. You Are My Happy Place. Love you and miss you. You've Got the Biggest Heart. Life is Better with You. It comes with this label cut. This is a detailed Happy Labels, it's called, and you can make them as long or as short very easily as you want. It comes with little stitched lines, so we might play with that later. We'll see. Let's see how this turned out now that it's done. I'm excited about it. Let's just see what we get. Today, I have to beg your pardon for being late because of Mary, and no, it is not our Mary. Our Mary is very fast. She's faster than I am. It was a slow checkout person named Mary, who I'm sure does not do stamping. So she'll never know that I was telling anything about her, and you don't even know what store I was at. Oh, Mary. She was the only checker on. They had their self-check lines, of course, going, but I had a ton of stuff, like tons of produce. And you know how hard that is to check out. It's always something's not liked, because when I have so many things, I can't put it all on the belt. Some of it has to go in my cart because there's not enough room on the belt, and then the machine goes crazy because it's registering that I haven't paid for something. And oh, it's so annoying. So I had to go through the check stand, and I could see a long line, and I knew it wasn't going to be pretty. And I was in a rush, but I decided, oh, it can't be that bad. Surely they wouldn't have her on if she's that slow. And she was. And she was a chatter. So at least I'm happy to say she was enjoying her day. She was making it really hard. Oh, look at that. Love that. Okay, we'll put that aside. We'll look at that later. She was making it hard on a whole lot of people that were in line and waiting to check out, but she said she'd worked there for 10 years. So she was not going to budge, and she was very kind, and I had lots of time for attitude readjustment before I got to the check stand. And I tried not to engage her in conversation because there were many people behind me, and I remember how I felt when people were being engaged in conversation and I needed to get through. But she was a really nice lady. Now look at this. It's not going to match, is it? What do you think? It does. It matches. So let's go ahead and run that through. It's always sweet when the curve matches another die. That's not usually the case, unless it's, designed that way. And I don't know that this one necessarily is. I'm going to do it this way just so you can see this die edge. Now, it won't match going this way. So you might not like the squiggles going in the direction they're going to go, but they do go this way. We're going to give ourselves plenty of room so that I have room for whatever I want to stick in here. Wouldn't this make a nice ocean wave? Oh yeah, it would. Really nice. So we'll just bump it up so we have the same amount of void space there. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. So cute. I love it. Anyway, so I did finally get through the check stand, but I wasn't done because I have a cold. I thought, I better go get some cough syrup before I come home because Jeff had used all of our cough syrup up last night. I needed it. Actually, I didn't need it last night. I just took a Tylenol PM, and it was fine once I got to sleep. Now, I would rather have this on top, right? So I don't know that I would use this bottom. I'll probably trim it off, but anyway, here's the nice little scallop that it leaves, though. That we will definitely use. So we'll tuck those up there. And this is my favorite one. This is this leaf one. Oh, I love it. Now, I've done this one some already, of course, because I couldn't wait to get started on all of these things. I'm going to get some soft succulent out. And let's just trim. Let's just go in half. My scissors, just so we can kind of see what's what. I'm going to leave a pretty good sized piece here, rather than cutting it in half. Okay, now we're going to tuck the corner in the corner. And you can see this is why I wanted to make it plenty big. It's kind of long of a die. If I did it like this, it might work out better, actually. Let's do it this direction. Wherever the edge of your cardstock is going to be, you want to line up these edges with it because you don't really want to have to add stitching. Better to have it hang off a little bit. But you definitely want all of these leaves in. You don't want any of the leaves hanging off the edge of it. So the fact that my card's not completely straight is probably a good thing. So those are just at the edge, should cut out really nice. I love how these leaves not only cut but emboss beautifully. They're really pretty. And I haven't colored them, but I think if you color them, they're going to look even better. So you could do it in white or vanilla. And you could color these leaves. Oh boy, look at that. Oh, I love it. And the stitched edge. Fabulous. Okay, so that is going to be so neat. We'll put that to the side. We'll use that here in a moment. Now, there are some other leaves that go along with that. There are these leaves, these leaves, these leaves, these leaves. Let's cut out just a couple of them so we have some to go with when we do our card. We'll do some card with this. This is not going to be Christmas. I'm quite done with Christmas. And this set actually has some really nice little heart dies. These just cut out 5 nice little hearts, very cute, perfect for adding to a card. And these are stylized hearts. They're actually leaves, but they look like hearts to me, but they are leaves. That one isn't, and that one is different. So if you wanted to do them as hearts, though, you could. It wouldn't be that hard to do. All right, I'm going to put this away because I'm not going to use that anymore. But let's grab a piece of my extra soft succulent, and we'll do this right here. Okay, so anyway, I'm glad to say that I left Mary feeling very good about herself, although I was not happy about it myself. And I normally wouldn't have been mad. There were a whole bunch of people in line, and there was a checker that came after. I'm serious, I've been waiting 15 minutes, and I kid you not. I was in line, did not have my stuff on the belt yet, even though I'd been waiting that long because this woman was so slow. And I looked at the guy's cards because I was judging, can I self-check faster than this lady? Because I could see she was a slowpoke. So I would, if I had known, I would have gone through checkout, my own self-checkout. I would have been able to accomplish it in less than half of the time, but by the time I realized that, it was too late. But I didn't even have my stuff on the belt, and another checker finally came to check people out, but of course she took people from the end of the line, which is really wrong of her to have done. But I was in a generous spirit of the holiday spirit. I didn't want to be Scrooge-like and complain, so I just smiled and wished her a Merry Christmas and smiled at everyone as I left. Total liar, okay? Total liar. I was really not happy. Sometimes, you know, it's not a kindness to tell people the truth because they can't do anything about it. That lady probably, who was the checker, shouldn't be told, do not, after customers have been waiting like that for her. I know she's worked here a long time, and we can't, you know, really do anything about that. But do not take other customers before the ones who have been waiting. Oh, wow. We'll let it go. All right, now, let's see here. This one, we got our leaves. And there are these really neat little daisy dies. This one, and then there's a center, so you can cut out your daisy center. Ooh, that's going to be nice. You could do like fuzzy felts with that. Remember when we had those big fat coneflower centers, ladies? Do you remember those? I still have those because I bought a ton of them when they went on clearance. They're very fat, so when I mail things with those, they have to go special, you know. They definitely are special. They go with extra postage, but they're worth it because they're fuzzy. But you can get the same effect with very, very flat felt. And now that I've thought of it, I should just get rid of all of those fat, fuzzy centers. I should get rid of them and just do a bunch of, because I could do brown ones. Our fat, fuzzy centers, you know what, maybe I used all of them finally, because I'm kind of looking in here just to show you what I'm talking about, because I did buy so many of them, but I'm hopeful that maybe I finally got rid of them because I don't see them, so that's good. I think I'm going to put some very vanilla on here. We're going to just do this. This is just this curved. It's just a stitched curve. This is going to be very useful because if you want to do anything with an opening that's just a curved opening, this is going to help you do that. You are going to be able to, hey, Freddie, it's nice to see you. I don't get to very often. You want the fuzzy centers? You know what, that actually would make a really good, you want the fat fuzzy centers. Okay, I'm going to look and see if I can find them. I know I have another container here somewhere with stuff, but I'm telling you, you don't want them because they are so fat. Do you remember them? That's what I should ask. I should find out if you even remember them. I have a non-Stampin' Up! Box here with all kinds of goodies in it. I won't even open it to tempt you. I don't see any fat centers. I think I used them all. But they were a good, I'll say 1/8 of an inch high. They were high, but they were gold, bright gold, and really good. But you know, those fat centered cone flowers, those are brown. I need a brown fat fuzzy center. They aren't usually yellow. Did I cut this already? Yes, I did. Okay. So here we go. Look at that. If you have a hill, I mean, seriously, it's just a perfect little, I don't know about you. I have a really hard time making perfect curves when I'm cutting with my scissors. Even on a line, I have a real challenge with it. There's a line stamp, so we'll use that with this and we'll see what it looks like. And then all these. So we're gonna just have a little fun and see what we get. This is kind of crummy paper, so I'm gonna grab, I think I'm gonna grab something that I'm gonna like better, like just some white. I don't think I'm gonna like vanilla on that. So, in fact, we've got some nice hills in our DSP. Maybe I should grab one of those out. And use those. This is the new By the Bay. And let's just see if there's a good semicircle type thing. Oh yeah, look at that. A nice little corner of this. Very nice. Let's keep that as a possibility. I love this. This paper is beautiful. Oh man. It is. Oh, I didn't know it had the little sandpipers or whatever the heck they are. I do love this. I'm not cutting into that till I know what I'm doing with it. Now this is going to be a nice horizon, and look at that water. Oh boy, that's pretty. So pretty. Oh man, the pearl. Oh, that one's not pearlized, but this is like a blue metallic on the back. That's nice. But there are some metallic, stripes. I see lots and lots of ocean themed cards coming up. Those are not metallic either, which is good because I don't think you want metallic for the crab necessarily, but the gold is metallic. I know there's some, oh look, another fish. Are you having as much fun with this as I am? This is so cool. More crabs. Oh, these, I think the reason I love this so much is because these are my favorite colors. The blues to greens to peach. My favorite combinations of colors. And I don't always like the combinations that the DSP comes in. This is the pearlized ones. Those little oyster type. Are these oysters? I need to get my shell mollusks or something. My shell brain going. I did have a list. We could take this and then list them so I know. So I know that there's a clamshell. I know that one. Okay, that is that. I'm going to use this one and we'll see what we can do with it. All right. Oh, the guy is out there doing his water meter reading for me. Nice. Thank you. Jeff and I had a fire alarm going off. We're so dense, both of us. It was just chirping like so randomly that we weren't really even sure it was, you know, didn't worry about it. We figured I would just replace the battery, no big deal. Well, finally, after a whole day of it chirping, we replaced the battery. It didn't stop, and it was nighttime. In fact, Jeff had gone out after hours to the local little, you know, quick, actually it's called Rapid Roberts. Went out to the Rapid Roberts to get a battery, and then it didn't work. And I was going to bed, so I was kind of feeling sick even that night. And just do a little snip. And a little snip. We're going to just use this tiny little corner. Very cute. Okay, let's see what we can do now with all of these little nonsense puppies. so of course it was a plug in the ceiling one, which I don't buy. I never buy those because of this very same problem. I do kind of like the vanilla with this. What else did I do? Oh, I've got white, but I didn't cut it out. So maybe we will use that if we're going to cover it up anyway. All right, let me put my die away before I lose track of it, and then we'll get out some of the stamps and see what we can do. Now this one, we are going to need to take, let's trim off this edge. Oops, that's the wrong machine. Where's my cutting? Oh, you're all under the paper. Let me put my paper away before I lose it. Where's the backing? Oh, I just pulled it out and threw it on the ground. Okay. Anyway, so I told Jeff, don't worry about it. I'll put my deaf ear up and put my other ear down into my pillow and lay on that side. I'll be fine. Jeff said, well, I'm not going to bed yet anyway, so it'll be fine. I didn't want us to have to be laboring on it, so it wasn't good. I can just tell you it wasn't good. I heard the chirping. It was in the hall. Kind of echoes in there in the hall with all of our hardwood floors. Okay, so there it is in the track. Should just go right along there. Okay, so now we've kind of got a little edge cut off. And we can use this. I don't know how, but we can. And now we can do a little stamp. Little stamp. Anyway, I did get enough sleep because I was exhausted and wasn't happy about it. Then in the morning, Jeff realized, when we went to change it out. I went to the hardware store, got battery operated ones. Now my curve here it's not quite matching because of course I cut sort of in short. If you continued this, you could make a circle out of it. It'd be a big giant one, but you could. If you want to do a big color wheel, there you go. You could use that. You'd have to use a 12 by 12 sheet of paper to do it. I don't know if I want to. I'm going to leave some room here because I'm going to put my Your Blessing here and then we'll just see what goes there. And if nothing really works out, that's okay. Where are you, Your Blessing? There it is. It doesn't look as curved as it's got to. That's actually quite curved. We're going to have to put Your Blessing with the other one. Okay, let's do it with this one. Let's see what happens with this one. Because that looks more curved. Now, because these are photopolymer, I can see right through them to stamp really nicely, which I'm liking that. But also, I am going to be able to curve it more because I can. Oops, I just messed up my feed so that I can't see what you guys are saying. Oh, you have 3 left of those? I know, Freddie. I know I have my fuzzy center somewhere. And I do know you love ocean stuff. I knew you would really like this set. Oops, I've got to turn it this way. Okay, so it doesn't match going this direction. Okay, it doesn't match perfectly going this way without me tweaking it a bit on my stamp block, which I can do, but I'll need my Stamparatus if I'm doing that. Okay, I suspect that this is going to be the same. It was the same curve, remember? So Your Blessing, you are, but you're not really matching the curve perfectly like you should be. That's going to work pretty good. I'm not sure if my words are all going to fit on there. We're going to give it a try and see what happens. Okay? I am going to put I'm going to grab my long block, my long skinny block, and I'm going to put my stamp right on here. It looks like it's pretty good. I'm going to try to curve it just a little bit. That's not going to really work, but I'm going to try. That's not going to work. There, it did. It works. If you stick it down, shove it down, it actually sticks to your cardstock a little bit. And then, oops, my Y is off a little bit. And then you can kind of get it to go into the shape because it's not a perfect match. Okay, now it is. So quick, get that on there. All right, now it should be ready to go. Let's see what happens. We are gonna, that's smoky slate, so let's just use black. And then we can see this impression really well. Oh no, let's not use black, because if I'm gonna use it with that ocean stuff, let's do Night of Navy. And then I'll have some color coordination going here. Okay, I'm gonna have to stand up because I don't have a lot of room there. So let's get that little, it tore my paper just a tiny bit when I pulled it up off of my, it's pretty funny. Okay, there we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, oh, nice. It doesn't match the curve. It needs to go, well, it's just the words that don't really match the curve. Okay. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it with this one. This is just not going to do. There are other curved stamps, so even if your blessing doesn't really go, it's not perfect like it should be, all is not lost. This one, I really needed to curve. I do not want Night of Navy all smudged on there, so let's clean you a lot better. Anyway, I do not have one thing yet for our little granddaughter. My daughter said she's, for one thing, she's easy to psych up, Mary says. So, our Mary said, not the clerk. So it doesn't really matter. The point being, it won't really matter what she gets. It's going to be fine. It's not like we don't have an abundance of things in our house for her to play with. Okay, so let's see if we can curve this like this. Not quite matching. Okay, there, it's pretty close. Let's see. Okay, let's see. This could go up just a tiny bit. Looks like I've got a dirty stamp there. Might depend on where I am in the curve. That's looking pretty good. Let's try that. At least I can see through to see the placement. Okay. Oh yeah, now that's perfect. Look at you. Look at you. Love that. That is a keeper for sure. I have curved stamps. They never work with these dies because they tend to be older ones. And we have, do you remember Curvy? There was a curvy one. It was called Quite Curvy. And it had a Christmas one with it. I love that. I've used it before. You know, that's one that I do get out and use, even though other people might not have them. I always feel sorry for them. But, you know, you could hold on to your stamps and dies too, like I do. You could do a really nice rainbow cut with that, although you would have stitching. Now let's see how this works on it. It looks like it should be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna lay it on here. We'll do some smoky slate. Let's just see. That's not big enough. Let's grab the bigger block. I think I might recommend you getting out your Stamparatus. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna work fine. Let's do smoky slate. If I can find you. I love looking at my new stamps. It's been so fun. It's like an early Christmas. Love it. It's a stamping fun thing that other people have no idea. Just have to break down and do it with us. You'll be surprised how much fun it'll be. I told Jeff, oh, it's a double line. It's a double line. which is fine. I barely got it in there, but it is a double line. I like it. It's nice. Okay, let's take this white cardstock that I've got. Let's just do this right here so I can kind of see it. And then we'll see what other stamps we've got with that. There's this leaf corner, and it looks to me like it would stamp these leaves perfectly. Does it? No? No, I don't think it does. All right, let's put you back in here. It has little bubbles. I'm just going nuts on this. This is so fun. Okay. Let's find out. Let's do this. Let's do the leaf. Stamp the leaf on here. No, let's stamp it on here. And then we'll see. Let's try some soft seafoam. So did you hear we are going to get a color revamp eventually? Not with this catalog, but I think we are going to get a color revamp. I'm pretty excited about that because I'm hoping for a nice clear yellow. Okay, so there it is. Now let's take our die. Let's position this on here. No, it is not a match. Wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Come on, how hard is it to match? It didn't. Okay, so that's not a match. Why? I sound like a whiny kid. That looks like a match to me. I'm cutting it out. We're going to see. Because that looks perfect there. It's just not anywhere else. It's a perfect match there and nowhere else. Huh. Okay. Fine. I'll live with that. Okay, so if you want the fuzzy centers, then you have to get this set. And then you can't with birds. Yeah, birds. I know, Freddie, that is really going to be good. Really good with birds. And birds are so easy to do. All right, now we are getting somewhere. So let's just make something happen. Okay, so if we put this with this, the curve's not quite right. And I need some other paper too, because that's totally wrong. And we've got blue. What do we got? Why do we have blue? Because that's the paper that I'm using. Balmy blue. This is probably more of your soft succulent. Love that. So I'm not going to be able to use, I don't want to cover up all of that paper with this. But I could put this on this, and that would make a really nice background. But in order to do that, that would be rather complicated to some degree. I don't know if that design of straight and curved is going to look all that good. This would be good just cut as a circle and stuck onto a card. Since this is a sea theme and this is a leaf thing, I'm thinking I'm going to have to be creative here or not use this. Aha. I don't really want sky either. I don't want to use this up. It's too pretty. Until I have a real plan. Anyhow, so our chirping, yeah, Jeff said, don't you, that we could have just unplugged this thing, because it was wired into the house. I told him, of course, the other ones we don't have to worry about so much. This is the stupid one that came with the house. It's wired in and battery operated. And I don't do that because they're harder to change out. And so I just do battery operated. And you rip it down, you buy a new one, you stick it up. Of course, that one was not. He did get it out. I thought, there'd be more complicated deal with that. So how about if we go like this? And then we're going to do this. I might even cut off some of my line. I don't really know if I like my line, but I think my line might go okay with this. Yeah, maybe we'll just do that. And then we'll just angle this properly and stick this on. This is a problem. Let's go let's just see what happens. So anyhow, one night's sleep lost, that's not too bad. It could have been worse. So I went down to the bedroom, our guest bedroom today. Changed out the battery just to be sure. And it was fine. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my scissors. Clip that off. Clip that off. Clip that off. I don't like that, but we're going to live with it. And we can't use that. Let's see what we've got here. No. Colors aren't quite right. This is Sahara Sand, and this is Smoky Slate. Not quite right. Sahara Sand would be good. All right. I think I might be able to sacrifice this one. There we go. Then your squiggles look okay. I am not happy about my edge. So let's take this die and we'll try to do something with that on both sides so that it comes to an end there. Okay? I think this is all I'm going to get to today. This is just taking a lot of time, but I did want to make sure I touched bases with you, everyone, so that you could like and share my video. Appreciate that very much. And I wanted to say Merry Christmas to you. And I am going to have a little quick walkthrough next week so you can see our Christmas tree. If you haven't already seen it, our teammates have already seen it. It's not anything too spectacular, but I really like it. So I thought you might enjoy seeing it. So I'm going to do that. And I did that little video already because we are going to have family here. I am not going to be able to do anything in person. Okay, so my stitchery doesn't quite match up. Let's try to match better this time. There we go. Oh, it's matching, but it looks, awkward. Very awkward. I think we're going to have to do a little bit of surgery on it. It's got a point going. I am going to mess up my line a little bit, but that's okay. Better to mess up my line and not have this awkward point. Awkward. Okay, now it should look better, and it does. I can't do it any shorter, and I lost some of my lines, but that's okay. It looks fine. And anyhow, now you kind of have an idea how many ways you can use this. It's not gonna, it would work great as a hill for all of these things. Oh boy. And I've already made a few things with this scallop. I really like the scallop. Now we have other scallops, and we have a stitched scallop that's a straight one in a set. I don't really remember what that set even is, but it's nice. Okay. Let's cut off so you can see how that's going to look. Actually, I think I'm going to like that. It's a little weird here, but it's not bad. this is really pretty. Just this with this card, this you know, stuff. It's really pretty, especially if you took the By the Bay set and did the little bird on there. Wouldn't that be nice? Little circle with a little bird. You've got this stuff is nice with that. That wouldn't be bad. Let's see. I'm trying to find the pearlized one. And the fish. Oh man, those fish. Here we go. There you are. Little bird. You could take your little bird and fussy cut it out if you didn't mind ruining some of that. In the stamp set, you can just stamp it, which is what I'm going to do, because I am not messing that up. There's not enough of these sheets to do that with. But you could stamp him, fussy cut him out, stick him on a little label. That would be cute. What do you think? Stamp Up fail. Yeah. Yeah, it's the people making the products don't always, you know, stamp as much as we do. They do. They do stamp a ton, but you know, they have to get products out, I guess. So. I'm looking for the pearlized shells. There they are. They are neat, 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 neat. And I can sacrifice this one. So let's just take a little bit of this, because it's really pretty. And stick it on a label or something. Oops, I've kind of got a little divot there. Okay. There we go. And that. You can just do that. Tie a tie. I think that's going to be good. It's pretty. I don't like my edge here particularly. But I don't want to get rid of my You Are a Blessing. I'm going to try to get rid of a little of that embossing that was on that cut edge. There we go. Better. All right, I think that's good. And then this we'll do with this paper too, because it's so pretty. I'm liking it. And then I can finish it and get it out, get it done. So anyhow, the date, this is a really good multi-purpose set. It's another reason I'm doing it. It has hearts, so you could do it for Valentine's Day. It has leaves that might not cut out, but they are leaves. You can use those for Christmas. And this is similar to our glimmer paper that we have for Christmas, isn't it? So you could do that in this with sparkle glitter paper for Christmas. It's a great Christmas set. Again, leaves and flowers, perfect for springtime. And if you want to do the leaves in orange and brown, you could do it for fall. Those bubbles, I think we're going to find a lot of use for that. Those bubbles, they're pretty neat. Okay, so let's cut this into a standard card size, because this is a 6x6 piece and we want 4 inches. I'm going to take this top part. Let's go 4 1/8, because I want a lot of it. It's so pretty. And 5 and little more than a quarter, more like 5 or 3/8. And then let's find our smoky slate. Let's grab another sheet of smoky slate. So I have a card base to lay it on. Oh man, it's cold. You guys, bundle up. It is very cold out there, and it's going to be colder. I heard that there's going to be a real chill, and expecting snow on the day that our kids arrive. And it's supposed to snow today, but there hasn't been any, and it's kind of warmish. Oh, if it's gonna snow, it's gonna have to do it tonight. So I'm thinking fantastic. I think we're missing out on the snow today. So that I'm happy for. That is a very tiny edge, and I'm doing that on purpose because I don't want to see the smoky slate too much. Just a tiny bit. Is wonder if it really is 2 o'clock. That clock is always wrong, and it's purposely wrong because I don't really ever set it exact, and because it's a wind up, it never stays accurate anyway because of course I don't ever wind it up on time. And so just ignore that if it's wrong. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm kind of moving it down to where I want. I think we're gonna need to have ribbon or something maybe, but this paper is so pretty. I don't know, maybe we don't. And I think if I had done a metallic, that would have been nice. But if you do a metallic with this, then you are gonna have to use StazOn to stamp. So, or emboss. You could emboss. Metallic is kind of sketchy to emboss as well. Now, you could have done your adhesive sheets behind this, but I left enough of a border that I think will be fine just to glue it on. I'm not going to bother gluing down all the dots. I think some vellum under this, underneath here, would look really good. Okay. There we go. And there, wherever it overlaps, just trim that off. It's just a tiny bit there. All right, now we have our little shells. Pretty. I think we need some ribbon. I bet we have some smoky slate ribbon that's really pretty. I have a bunch of smoky slate. What have we got? Something large. This is like 3/4. I don't even think this is a half. I think this is like 3/4. And I think we might want to put something else with it too. I think I cut way too much, but I have a lot of it, so it's not like I'm crying about that. Better to have a lot and be able to tie your bow than to do it too chintzy and then have to cut another piece anyway. I've done that so many times. When I was first starting, I did that a lot because, of course, you know, when you're young, you don't have a bunch of money to be spending on ribbon and embellishments. So I was more chintzy with my ribbon with myself, not with other people, but with me, I was. Now I'll happily waste it to get a decent bow without too big of a struggle. And that bow actually looks like it's upside down. I'm taking it off and reapplying it because it looks upside down. There you go. Isn't that better? Okay, now it wasn't too much of a waste, just a little. And then we've got our little shells. And I think some other metallic ribbon would be really, not ribbon. Do you remember our silver thread? Now we have baker's twine that's silver and Night of Navy. It's nice too, but this is too fancy. I have a bunch of this silver thread. It's very fine. It's like it's thinner than embroidery thread. I never use it. It's like I've got so much of it. I'd like to get rid of it because it's so fine. It sort of gets tangled up in things. When I have cards with it, it sort of tangles up other embellishments. It's hard to use. It gets tangled up as I'm doing this. So I'm doubling it, tripling it, quadrupling it, everything. Okay, we're gonna just stick you on here. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna leave enough maybe to do something with it. We found at an antique store, oh man, I always wanted a Barbie dream house, always. Of course, every little girl wants a Barbie dream house, right? I did anyway. I never got one. They're so expensive. My daughter didn't play with Barbies really quite enough for me to go into that kind of debt. And we would have had to have gone into some debt for that. So I didn't ever buy her one either. She did play with Barbies, but not quite that much. At least not at the time I was looking, and then when I realized how much that was going to cost. I'm putting this underneath this so that my Stampin' Up! Mini, mini dimensional is not going to be quite so obvious because it is going to stick out a little bit here. I'm going to stick you here, like a lot of you on there. Okay. Then we're going to pull in a little bit that I can wrap around here and tie my ribbon so it'll kind of fasten it to this ribbon on top. So I've got a couple of extra edges out. All right, let's see if this will work. I might not have it down good enough. We'll see. Oops. Where's the end? It's so fine, I bet you can't even see anything. I bet it looks like my hands are going and I'm not doing anything. But believe me, I am. I'm tying that silver thread very gingerly. Okay, let me grab it underneath again so that it has something to grab against. Otherwise, it'll just keep pulling through. That is just going to be too problematic. So I'm going to just double it up, loop it up. We'll just stick it on there. We'll stick our shells on there too, close enough to cover up my dot. Okay, I'm just trying to get my thread to behave. Okay, behave. There we go. All right, so let's put a few of these on here so we can get some adherence. We found it was a water-damaged box, had obviously been opened at one of the antique stores we stopped at. Jeff and I found when we first got here a little town. I won't say its name because I don't want a bunch of people going there and messing it up. It was so cool. We went to this little town and there was a little square. It was like a ghost town square. Nobody there. Little gazebo, fancy buildings. Most of them all decrepit and broken down, but not broken down enough to be falling down. It was an obvious town that could thrive again. But it was like being in the Twilight Zone. It was so cool. We were stunned when we went through. We didn't see a soul. That was last summer. We were trying to find that same place so that when people visit us, if they want to see this town, because it was really cool, we would know where to take them. I didn't even take any videos when we were there before because it was it was like, I don't know, magical almost. I was afraid I would ruin the flavor of it if I even videoed anything in it. So anyhow, isn't that cute? I'll put that on a back here in a minute. Let's try to put this on something. And I could use my metal plate. It's smoky slate though. And I don't think I really want this embossing with this. It's not quite matching. And I think it'll just ruin it. And I do think this is still the most easiest paper to use. So easy. So we'll find another piece of that and use that instead. So, oh wait, maybe let's use this one. It's the same pattern. It's just, it's opposite. Okay, so we'll use that. And I don't know. I'm still not fond of the way I've got this clipped. No, I'm not. I'm just not fond of that. Let's look at our die. see if I can do anything. It's not, I don't want an eye shape, and that's what I would get if I did that. Don't want that. I think I'm stuck with it the way it is. I sound like I, you know, spent my life in a bar room singing the blues. My voice is so low. I couldn't even sing Christmas carols at church. I was singing an octave lower with a bass line. It was annoying. Unfortunately, they weren't doing Christmas songs that I really like anyway, because they were doing modern versions of our favorite holiday ones like they do for young people. Shame on them doing things for young people. And so, anyway. Hi. Okay, we'll do it down like that. This is like a mermaid's tail. You could do great little mermaid cards for your daughters-in-law. Yeah, they're probably as young as that. 4 1/8 and 5 3/8. And then let's get some Sahara sand. So we match that paper. I think that's Sahara sand. It looks like it to me. It's very close to crumb cake. It has a lot of green in it though. But crumb cake could match it if you needed it to. So we'll do a standard 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And anyway, I did enjoy singing the carols anyway, even though it was quite low. And I didn't sing much because I didn't want to cough in church. And I haven't coughed really too much yet, but Jeff was coughing a lot and has been coughing a lot and trying to keep that cough away. I love this. This one's turned out really pretty. It's that, you put sparkle, you know, in anything, it always looks good. Little sparkly ribbon, that gold, that silver thread's pretty. And that is silver thread you could buy anywhere. It's like an embroidery thread, but it's a single strand. So if you buy an embroidery thread, just know you're going to be taking all of those strands apart. It gives you a lot for just a little bit of embroidery. It gives you quite a lot. Okay, so we could do that. That's going to be something. I could do my Sahara sand and sort of give it a little bit more of a professional look, let's say, rather than it just being awkward, but I'm afraid my cutting ability is going to be sketchy. Maybe what I'll do instead is just do a square. Let's look at our square. Now we do have, also, I kind of forgot, we do have these big slim card dies. I think these are still on sale. They are on sale. You should get them. They might be gone by now. Who knows? But that would make a nice edge on something, maybe. I'm afraid to mess it up now, though, so we'll just get out our little stitched shapes, not scallops. Okay, so stylish shapes dies. What's our biggest square? I do have stitched rectangles, and those would work really well. I need this. And then I can put that like that. Might work. I'm not sure. I'm going to cut that out on the side here and see if it will. Okay, I've got everything all over the place, not in its usual place. I have my cutting machine down here on the floor, and it's really kind of complicated to use it down there. All right, let's see what you look like if I do that. No. No. Better to just leave it as it is. That's not going to work. And I could do the Sahara sand. Let's give that a try. I'll have to freehand it is the problem. I could do a stitched, but I'd have to freehand this because I'm not going to do a bunch of stitched curves trying to match my trying to match my goofy curve. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut right along here. And since that's going to give me the curve I need. I might have to do it again because I don't think I left enough of a border up there for me. Did I? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know that that's going to look good, but we're going to try it anyway. All right, I didn't leave myself quite enough, but that is going to give it a little bit of an edge. I'll have to trim it a bit, trying to match my curve. This is the problem. Your dies have to work. When you're dealing with curves, you have to use the dies. You cannot match your curves with cutting. I can't. Now, I've got a cutting machine that can match your cutting really, really well. So there you go. But the problem is that what you could do if you have a cutting machine, take your die wherever I put it. Where did I put them? I hid them over here. Oh, here it is. Take your die. That is the one you will probably use the most, these two, on a piece of paper. Just do the curve on a piece of paper with a black marker and scan it, and then all of a sudden, voila, you have a perfectly scanned way to match that curve. It's going to just be perfect. It's going to be a perfect cut, not like this hand trimmed job that I'm doing sloppily, trying to do it. Now, the beautiful thing about a handmade card, and one of the reasons that I just wing it, is because that's how you are stamping. You aren't practicing first to see if it works and then not doing that because it didn't. You're getting a stamp set and you're thrilled to use it and you're having fun with it. And then you wonder, well, how best to use it? Well, you go on Pinterest and you look at all the card things and you want to do them and you try. But if everybody does it perfectly, no one can figure out exactly how it worked. So it's one reason I'm just like, we'll just wing it. If it doesn't work very well, oh well. That looks better. It's giving a little bit of an edge. It's not quite dark enough. I think I would have liked to have had maybe a metallic edge here. I definitely would not do this corner like this again. It's not ideal, but it's what we're living with today. This card probably is going to go in the scrap bin, as this one didn't really work out. I kind of like it. It's just that my curve didn't work. So I like that the tails are all pointing down the same, this blue and this Sahara sand. I like the angle. I need something here like the bird or, some image stamp. Needs something right there. I am not going to assemble this one any further because I'm not happy with this and I don't want to waste this backing on that. So don't judge the stamp set by my faulty abilities. Okay, now here's the leaves. I don't want to leave without. Haha, no. Did not intend to do a pun. Sorry about that. I don't have any jokes today. I could have got them out. I just totally forgot. I was rushing in from the grocery store, just trying to get my ice cream and milk and eggs in the refrigerator and freezer. So, anyhow. All right, we're going to take some mint macaron. the dark one. And let's just see what happens if I try to add any of that to the indentations here. What do you think? Let's see if you can see this. That's maybe close enough. Let's go a little closer. Let's get that pin out of the way. Take off my rubber band or retainer band. Okay, so we're going to go like this. Now you could use a marker. I wouldn't. These blends blend in. You went grocery shopping in the morning too. Good for you, Linda. It is nice to see you. Merry Christmas, you guys. I won't be back before after Christmas, so I don't get to say Merry Christmas to you until, except for now. And I hope, just wishing you, our minister did a child devotion for our kids in church. Oh, it was so good. He prayed a blessing on those kids that was like powerful. It was like sweet. I want a blessing like that. It was really nice. He used a psalm and may God just bless you. Anyway, he had memorized it, of course. He's a minister. Oh, it was nice, really nice, very moving. And those kids were so cute and perfect, and they have a bunch of them. There are 2 services, so they could split it over 2 services. And there are a bunch of people sick, so of course not everyone could make it because they were sick. Imagine that. I did not go and work out today because I don't want to spread these germs just before Christmas. I did go to the grocery store, so wash down those grocery cart handles from, disinfecting them from people like me who are out there regardless. I did keep my mittens on most of the time. Do you do that? I go inside. I have to take my mittens off to get the produce bags open. But then I put my mittens right back on. I don't know. My mittens might be terribly germ infested, but it makes me feel like I'm not spreading my germs so much. And I'm not getting them either. Okay, there you go. Very nice. I do like that. That's pretty good. It cuts those leaves out really nicely. And I don't really care that the stamp set leaves don't stamp that perfectly because personally I prefer to color my leaves anyway. If you take your leaves like this, just do a little bit of that and then use, where are my pencils? Use your white. You could use your chalk marker, I suppose, if you wanted to use a chalk marker, but you could also use your white and just add a little bit of frost on here. That would be pretty for Christmas. Just a little bit. My pencil's not cooperating. Why aren't you? There you go. Just a little bit of white. Give it a little different look. Come on, pencil. Why are you not there? I don't want a lot of white, but seriously, there's none. Maybe my chalk marker would be better. That's my Stampin' Up! White. I'm going to sneak in my non-Stampin' Up! White and see. No, not any better. So just stick with your Stampin' Up! One. It will work. You can wet it with your sponge a little bit, and it'll go better. Because you see, it works fine. I just can't really go really hard there because it'll mess it up. You can also take your painty pen and add, some silver if you're doing that too. You could even make your stem silver. That might not be bad. Just all kinds of things that you can do with a stamp set, with a cute die. Have fun with it. I hope you have a great Christmas. Stay well. My prayer is that everybody is staying well, that you will be ready to have family over and that your food turns out well because, oh boy, I'm still learning how to use my oven, and I burned the bottom of it was the top. My scones, I made some really good scones. Jeff said, these are the best scones you've ever made. And that's saying quite a bit because I've made quite a few. They were good, man. Lots of butter. Anyway, the butter, the sugar, the coarse sugar, that you put on the top. Oh man, it burned on the top. He ate them all anyway. He's like, yeah, it's fine. They're delicious. Okay, so be ready for the new stamp catalog that's coming out and all of the new products. Get ready to join somebody's team if you haven't yet. We would love to have you join ours. There's lots of great deals out there. This is a fun place to be. And let's see, what else is going on? Oh, the mini cutter that's available with the next set, the next celebration set. Oh, and the celebration stamps are so cute. Look at this in the country. I'm looking forward to using that. I haven't yet. It also has a sending support stamp set. I really like that. Nice, nice. And beautifully happy. Very pretty flowers. But the one that's the cutest is the owls. Love those owls. They are very fun. I've had a great time with that. I don't think I have those out because I've been using those. And Scenic Garden, this is a host set. So if you want to buy this, you will need to have, host a party of some kind. It can be your own orders, or you can order with a friend. It just has to be $150 or more starting January 5. And then you would be able to get this host set. And usually they're really inexpensive, 12 something. This is going to go really good with our old garden sets. We have a lot of old garden sets, so I definitely sprang for it. Normally, I would not buy this host set necessarily, there's a frog one that's cute too, but I have a bunch of frogs. This one I can use with a lot of old stuff, and I will. Have a great Christmas. Welcome to the new year. Did you ever think we'd see 2023? It's going to be better than 2022, for sure. Well, it will be eventually. And then 2024 is shaping up probably to be even better than that. And have a wonderful day. Rest of your week. Merry Christmas. Don't forget to enjoy it. And I hope all of your curves go smoother than the ones that I was cutting today, and all the little glitches that happen when you're baking and welcoming family, having family in the house, and traveling. So thanks again for watching. I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.